In this lesson, we're going to learn how to configure a VEX V5 controller using VEXcode V5 blocks. When starting to program with VEXcode V5 blocks, controller blocks will not appear in the toolbox until a controller has been configured. You can only configure one controller per project. Here we will be using the V5 Clawbot drivetrain template to show you the configuration of a controller. So to add a controller, to configure the controller, you want to go to selecting the devices button, and you would end up clicking on Add Device. You can see here that I have the drivetrain already in here, the arm motor and the claw motor added. If you need to add more motors, you want to click on Add a Device and click on the motor icon. In this case, since we are adding a controller, we're going to click on Add Controller. Once you click on Add Controller, if you want to program the controller using the VEXcode block system, then you would select Done to complete the configuration. If you want to change controller's left and right buttons, you can change which motors the left and right buttons control by selecting the buttons to cycle through the motors until the desired motor is shown. So if I were to click on the buttons, you can see how it cycles through those two motors that I have on here. So arm motor and claw motor, and then likewise on this side. And it'll only show you what's available. So arm motor would be what's left. Next, changing a controller's joysticks. You can change the drive mode of the robot by selecting the joysticks to cycle through the modes until the desired mode is shown. The four modes are left arcade, right arcade, split arcade, and tank. So if I click on the joysticks themselves, you can see that it shows you the different modes that you can select. You can also change a controller's arrow and letter buttons. So you can change which motors the arrow and letter buttons control by selecting the buttons to cycle through the motors until the desired motor is shown. So up here I'm going to get rid of these, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the icons for up and down and also the letters. So I can do it that way as well. Switching the direction of a controller's buttons, the options screen also allows the swap arrow to switch which buttons control each direction of the motor. So I'm going to get rid of this one and I'm going to put it up here. So if I click on this arrow on either one of these, it changes the direction. So I can say this one's up and this one's down, or this one's open and this one's closed. Deleting a controller is very easy. Once I have done configuring everything, I click on Done. If I want to delete my controller, again, go to the Devices button, click on the controller, and then click on Delete.